YouTube. I know I'm late, but Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Even though New Year's not here yet, 2020 is right around the corner, and this year has just been fire. Like for mixed martial arts, it's just been insane. It's been great. It's been tremendous. We seen the rise of Israel Adesanya. We seen Alex Volkanovski defeated Max for the title. And Kamaru Usman finally shut up Kobe Covington, and that was just it was able to get some relief and finally got to shut him up for a while, and he got his jaw broke. But beforehand, 2020 announced that we would get the return of Conor McGregor, we would get the return of Anthony Johnson, and of course we get the return of one of my favorite fighters in Nick Diaz. But before we can be able to do that, I think it's best to, show you guys who I think you should be on the watch for 2020. Now, a lot of these guys you might know, but a lot of these guys you might not know. But I feel like it's best that if I do this review, because it's like these guys as far as who to watch out for, because I feel like the UFC doesn't do a good job of promoting some of these guys. But let me just start it off with this guy right here in particular. You may or may not know who he is because so far he only has about one fight in the UFC, but he's riding an undefeated record, and he 5 wins and no losses, and he's a heavyweight. He's a pretty big guy, and he trains with Francis Ngannou, and his name is Ciryl Gane. Now, Ciryl Gane, he's one of these guys that I could see he could be a championship contender. I see a lot of early Travis Brown in him. I feel like he has a good technique, good movement, good everything. And I feel as though he's a big heavyweight. He's a guy who's very tall, very built, very strong. Like, he kind of reminds me of Anthony Joshua as far as built. But as far as technique, I can honestly say like that he reminds me a lot of Francis. Power puncher, hard hitter. Tries to end the fight. He has decent grappling. He's an all right wrestler, I think there's some improvement need to be done, but I really feel like if this guy really gets all the things together, the sky's the limit. Another one I want to talk about is Sodiq Yusuff. Sodiq Yusuff, he made his mark on our Contender Series. Again, he's undefeated as well. Sodiq Yusuff impresses me because he's one of the Nigerian guys. Him, Kamaru, and Izzy, they're all Nigerian, and these guys just hold the crown down. Now, Sodiq rides an 8-fight win streak. Now, Sodiq is one of those guys who I would like to see him fight Max Holloway for the belt. Now, I just want to see him fight Max Holloway, period, because I feel like Sodiq is underrated in a lot of people's eyes, and I feel like I said, he doesn't get a lot of the promoting that he should be getting in the UFC, because this is a guy who has great wrestling and has one-punch knockout power in both hands, and he could just end a fight like that. So hopefully, if Sodiq can make his mark in 2020, maybe we can see him in Alex fight, or if not, we can see him in Max fight. But depending on how that goes with 2020, how everything may roll on, we'll see. Another fighter that I feel as though, as shocking as this may be, this guy's a light heavyweight, and his name is Alexander Redick, I believe. Now, this guy here, the reason I say be on the lookout for him is because I feel as though he's one of the more impressive light heavyweights, because I give the light heavyweights a lot of shit because I feel like they don't have any real strong contenders. But I feel he may pose a potential threat to the light heavyweight division. I don't want to say he want to pose a potential threat to Jon Jones, because there's not really that many guys giving Jon Jones any problems, especially with Jon Jones with the resume he has in the competition he has beaten. But I feel as though he could blow past, a bit of the lackluster competition in the division, and just so happen to get a title match, if not just be in the top 5 and see what he's able to do. But we'll see when the time comes. But I feel like we should keep our eyes on him. Alexander Redick, that is, because, he's a monster. Like, I feel as though if he enters the top 5, he just may fight Jon Jones for the belt. And I would like to see what will happen between the two. Next one is, he's a pretty strange name, but it's about, it's Song Yadong, I feel like he's one of the hottest prospects of 2020. He burst on the featherweight scene. He's undefeated in the UFC. He only has one loss, but this guy, he's like on a rampage, bruh. He's another Chinese protege to like Weili Zhang, but I feel as though he could definitely be a threat in the featherweight division, especially with guys like Max and Sadiq and Alex and all these guys. Like, I feel like he can give any of those guys a problem. And I feel like he definitely has a lot to offer, seeing as he trains with Team Alpha Male. But we'll come see come 2020. Another fighter I feel like we should be on the lookout for is, he just beat one of my favorite fighters. He beat one of my favorite fighters in Mike Perry, but his name is Jeff Neal. I actually was able to look up some highlights of the guy, and I can honestly say, like, dude is impressive. He's a very, very strong welterweight. In a way, like, I feel like as far as strength, he reminds me of Tyron. Like, he has a lot of, like, very ferocious power, just, God-given power. But I feel as though with the striking background, he could definitely pose a threat to, some hard hitters and probably touch the top 5. If not, I feel as though a real test for him you could throw at him would be probably, a Wonder Boy, or possibly Santiago if he comes back, if he's healthy. But if not, you can still look at guys like, Vicente Luque, or just anybody in the top 10, contenders to really give this guy a true test. But I feel as though he may be the next breakout star at welterweight, and that's a big thing to say, especially at a division like that with full of all those hard hitters. Last but not least, this one was pretty obvious, but Jair Zeno Rozenstruik. Ever since he knocked out Alistair Overeem, I'm just thinking, just exactly how hard does this guy hit? Because, like, he's one of those guys that have a kickboxing background, and he is a very, very strong guy. Like I said, till this day, I've never seen nobody punch so hard where the lip literally got split in half. It was damn near virtually one punch. But I really feel like this dude is not only a threat, but I feel like he's going to be a future UFC heavyweight champion. And I feel like the sky's on the limit, especially with somebody with that talent. He's about to fight his toughest match to date in MMA and kickboxing, and Francis Ngannou, a person who probably just hit just as hard, if not harder. This is really this is kind of like a Brock Lesnar Shane Carwin matchup. It's just off of what guy wants it more. Their guy virtually identical. Both of these guys down there cut weight to make 265, but I feel like Jair Zeno is going to outmatch Francis if it comes to a stand-up fight. But I feel like Jair Zeno just may be the guy for 2020 as far as heavyweight, because that's a scary motherfucker. Anybody that can punch like that to where somebody's whole lip splits in half, that's untapped power. That's I don't know. It's just some crazy shit, and I'm just gonna keep my eyes out on him, because I feel as though this dude, I feel like he got it. And if you guys think I may have forgot somebody, or if you guys want to get some honorable mentions, please go in the comment sections. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And on that case, I am out. Peace.